Gonna be cool. I just cut the cheese. Okay, dude, you ready? Hey, baby.
This won't take long. Hey, just wait here a second.
Back with a new season, we got our reasons, we got to be pleasing, and we all be leaving when we see your treason, and we don't be leaving, then leaving your creasing. That's why we got new, greener pasture to the left, and we got to be the one to say last breath, and it is going down with Titanic, and I don't know what you're gonna do. I see you panic, and I hear the words I don't know what you're streaming about. I see the things you don't know what you're believing about. I know it's unproductive, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is, right? Sometimes you're outlasting, sometimes you're outpassing, sometimes you're outgetting. Sometimes things come to an end. Sometimes life comes with a bend. Sometimes you follow the trend. Sometimes you're just a bunch of dumb men. Boom. That's what I gotta say about that. So now I'm gonna keep this one going. This is a brand new season here, Lion in the Truth, the Legends Podcasting Studio. I've taken a month hiatus. I've taken some time off. I think I might have even talked about it on the last podcast I made. I'm not too sure. But I've been busy doing a lot of stuff. You can see most of what I've been doing. Still, I've been posting videos on my other YouTube pages. I think I posted once on Legends Podcasting, or maybe Line of Truth on the YouTube channel. It was football season. And since the end of the school year last year, probably about 2 or 3 weeks before the end of the year, so that was the middle of May, and this is the beginning of July. So yeah, basically, after dealing with a lot of bad adults put in positions where they could not handle the authority or the position they were in, we decided to go to greener pastures. So, with that being said, we transferred from the old school to the new school, and it happens to be the area we live in, so it worked out great. And man, I think I said this before, yeah. The team, the kids, everybody was just like, love them. Man, it was great. And now I've been having 7-on-7s, and it's been an amazing month. And I wouldn't say like super successful, like it wouldn't be like the champions of all the 7-on-7 tournaments, but lots of touchdowns, lots of learning, lots of figuring out how the team works, lots of figuring out what the team can do, what the team can't do. Trips, what the coaches can do, what the coaches can't do, they've all learned. And it's been pretty great. My son has been quarterback for 13 years. And somebody put him as a quarterback, and then he did pretty good, and it was pretty consistent. So I'm like, okay, this works out great for me, because I ended up being a coach after he was quarterback. Being that I can be at home, coach him at home, be like, hey, check us out. We're running this play when we get to practice. You know it. I don't have to talk to you anymore. As a matter of fact, you can help out people as I coach the rest of the team. And we could do that, prepare for the season, actually. Like before the season even started, we can have the whole offense ready. He's ready to go to the football season, and we just do the rest of the team, and he helps out the other quarterbacks, helps running backs out, and it was really great. Man, made it awesome. Took him a while to figure out how to throw, and then he just didn't have the right throwing motion. He'd throw the ball, it would land where it needed to land, but not good. And he couldn't throw a deep ball. If he threw a deep ball, it was all over the place. But I'm talking about age 9 and 10. Some kids figured it out right away. Some kids right away just boom, rocket, but didn't mean they could be a quarterback. They fumble, they can't read the defense, what they're doing. They couldn't accurately throw the ball. They could accurately throw the ball like once or twice. Or they could throw it really hard in the location where people are running, but not to the person. Like I said, my son had a bad arm, but it went exactly to where it go. Couldn't figure it out. Gave him thousands of dollars worth of quarterback coaches, and finally just I communicated to him one time a couple things, and it all came together. A couple coaches helped him. Everybody does rope and all stuff. He was doing good, halfway decent. But one time I was like, we just went through baseballs. I grew up playing baseball. And his arm, like in a week, drastically changed from this good throw to a great throw. And then now, in the last 6 months, because he's been working on his old team at his old school, and now he's at his new team where he pretty much throws like fucking 500 throws. Oh, damn it. That's the F word. How far are we into it? 6 minutes? Bam, past 5 minutes. He throws like 500 throws a day. He's chucking it down, throwing 40-yard passes, 30-yard passes, 45-yard passes. I mean, he's huffing the ball down the field, hurting people's hands. It went from, I said, learning how to throw to, I think you have the hardest throw in the valley. Like, man, your throw is freaking hard. I'm super accurate. He's pretty buff, beefy little kid. So things have been pretty exciting last month. But I've been going out recording my drone. I've been recording on the sideline, putting the videos together, giving them to the team so they can see what happened on defense, what happened on offense. Was it a complete pass because of this? Was it an incomplete pass because of that? A lot of drop balls, overthrown balls, bad throw balls, good read, bad reads, whatever it is. So I'm breaking it down, giving it to the team. The old team, let me see if I can do this over here. Where are we at here? The old team, as my son likes to point out, is struggling. We do a 7-on-7, like the very first play, the guy he always was battling against, the donor's kid. There's a parent who literally buys a whole team. And interception, first play, benched him, right? See, the last straw for us when we left our team, we realize now that the athletic director quit because it's not looking good. We ran into a bunch of coaches lately, too. Coaches quit, left, went to different schools. Kids have transferred. We transferred. The coach is going to get probably fired at the end of the season because they have a couple kids. Like I said, there's a couple donors that are giving part of this. There's a, football programs, so they donate all this money and they've kind of already bought in. So the coach has bought in. They don't want to get rid of that person, but the new athletic director's coming in. He should get rid of the coach and start the new season with the new coach, but he probably won't. And he sees how deep they are with this whole thing. But he needs a clean house. That'd be the smart move, the clean house. If you take a little look, like what is going on? Little question. But yeah, so it starts with the youth program. These youth programs spread their coaches out to their other program, and then the parents who happen to be teachers or donors, or they happen to be the head lady in charge of transfers for Clovis Unified, and also holding kids back and letting kids. They had a problem with the youth football program because this lady was letting kids stay back a year. So then when it came to my kid, I realized that my kid was actually way younger, not the one I'm talking about now, my older son. He started school when he was 4. I was like, oh, man, you're actually really young compared to all these other kids. You need to hold back a year. They denied us because that lady held so many people back. The football program was getting in trouble. It's like, not the high school football program, a club youth football program that you pay for, like, T-ball and shit. So I was like, whoa, goodness gracious, it's crazy. But anyways, fast forward a decade, and, in high schools, the same people are involved, and so they had my son did everything, like just like you want a leader to do. First says one stall, just like you want a leader to do. He did everything right. Show up first, show up last, work hard, know the book, get people together. Hey, who wants to go throw in extra time, whatever it took. Pick up, clean up, whatever it took. And they just kept on taking more and more reps from less opportunities. And then they had this thing where the college recruits were going to see you. And he would have done great out there, but day of, they told him he couldn't go. My son had a breakdown. He was so upset. Like, I can follow my kid. And I saw him go somewhere, like in a neighborhood. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing over there? And I realized that he probably went over there and parked and had a nervous, not a nervous breakdown, but a mental breakdown. He was pissed. I mean, these coaches who are supposed to be mentors and helping him out and guiding him were taking from him and beating him down and pushing him down and constantly belittling him and never giving him opportunities and treating him negatively. And they're like, not nourishing the athlete and the person and all these things. He would show up every day early and be like, I wish we had a leader. He's like, dude, I've fucking been here like since an hour early before everybody. I opened the door for you guys. I had to get the janitor to open the door so we can get in here. I mean, I stayed late. What do you talk about leader? I'm the loudest one. It's a funny thing. And another thing is the football team had a Instagram page. And I'm like, who's running the Instagram page? It was ran by a parent. And I think I know what parent who ran it. But like every week they'd have like a player of the week. My son would never be the player of the week by this parent who put the pictures up. Not even make it into a picture. He's there every day, busting his butt, never misses a day. A lot of these kids play other sports, so they don't show up all the time. They're in all the pictures. My son didn't make one picture. It's like, okay, well, that's a super bad parent who's in charge of that football team's Instagram page. So I hit him up. I said, hey, who's running this page? Listen, they kind of stayed quiet. It's Parent Rand. Why? Who you're asking? I'm all, is it this person? They said, I don't know who you're looking for, but this is Parent Rand. I'm like, okay, well, I just want to figure out who is the person making these decisions, putting those kids up. It happened to be, they all went to the same elementary school. There's a Woods Elementary School and Garfield Elementary School. All these kids happen to all go to Garfield. Ironic. Crazy, don't you think? So, yeah, so. Anyways, it's just dumb thing after dumb thing happening over and over again. Like I said, last year, he busted his butt, got his number, and then they brought in a kicker the week of the beginning of the season, took his number from him, gave him some other number. It's like, whatever. You want to do that? Give it to some kicker, take my number from me, even though I've been busting my butt, doing all the right things. One week, they didn't even have his number, so they had to give him some other number. But it happened to be a really good number. He was pretty proud to wear that, too. He didn't care. I'm just going to go out there and bust my butt. These people aren't going to push me down. It's crazy going from that to where he's at now. And people on golf carts come up and tell me how awesome my kid is, how beautiful my kid is, seeing how he acts and loves them. Parents, coaches, other coaches now come up to me and tell me how great my kid is because he has the opportunity and he's not bashed by, Coach Woods and Coach whatever that other dude's name is, the quarterback coach, whatever his name is. I don't even know the dudes. I haven't get to talk to him. I've never had communication with that team in like 4 or 5 years. I know every coach over here on the other team. I'm still just dad. I stay in the back. I record and I send it to him. Here you go. Don't communicate. I don't critique the film. Not my job. Not the job to tell him. I just go, thanks, coach. Appreciate you for your time. Love you guys. Have a great day. That's what I always done. Unless you start doing stupid stuff, and I'm like, okay, now let's back this up a little bit. You know what I mean? So, anyways, you can check out the videos, see how things are going. I've been posting. Things have been great. Having a great time. Can't wait till the season starts. Pads come out in like 2 or 3 weeks. You can feel free to hit me up and ask me more questions. I will tell you. I put out a video. You see it at the beginning of the video. The guy who, I'm pretty sure he still owns it, but I don't think he's not president of the football team anymore. The football team that I'm talking about. We have the video. He's sitting there because he was the big donor, and the donors paid him. He said, your son will never be quarterback on my football team. He'll have to go find another team if he wants to play quarterback. And after that, he said, I'm going to take it out on your kid if you complain. That's what he said. I'm like, you're going to take it out on my kid? He said, well, if you complain, I will. If you're going to keep opening your mouth, I'm going to take it out on your kid. Feel free to email me. Hit me up. Ask me who said that. It's the beginning of the video. I did the audio. I didn't share his picture. It doesn't get any picture. I used a picture of my son. But that was a guy who's a big donor over there at that football program. He's on audio saying, you'll never be a quarterback on my team. You have to find another team to be quarterback. So, you win, right? And if it's not going to be their team, then we're going to leave and say,
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
and that's what it goes, and find greener pastures and nicer people. Man, athletic director, I don't know the athletic director at the other school. I know the athletic director quit last year and left and went to a new job. They got a new one. So let's see if that person cleans house. So there's another bought, purchase person going for donors. Hey, why does that person have a brand new truck? Strange. Why does the person drive a Chrysler? Why is a freshman starting on the varsity team? Very strange. Very strange. Why are they getting beat? Down the middle where that player is. Anyways, I don't care. Not my part. But I don't even know that. I've never met those people. I know the ones that over the new school. I know everybody. You know, very polite, very nice. The kids are super nice. You know what I mean? Not saying the kids at the school are not nice. I've heard them say the N-word many, many times. And there's been problems about them saying the N-word many times. And then I said there's one of those, they made an Instagram page about one of their own players and called him the N-word on this Instagram page they made. And then, you know, I took a screenshot of all the people who followed it. And they're like, we don't know whose page it was. Like, well, I can tell you whose kids followed that N-word page and didn't do anything. Weren't able to stand up. All the characters stand up. Speaking of standing up, boom, taking my shirt here. I got this at the Fresno swap meet when I was like 10. I was big into military. It didn't fit back in the day. Now it's way too tight. I can't. This is a Vietnam jacket. This is not Stolen Valor because I was not born when this jacket was used. It was like 1969. I'm like, this is the Desert Storm patch over here. Got my name on it. This is some fucking, I don't know what this was. This is probably some boot camp something they gave them or something. Maybe this is like something right here. Who knows? Maybe it's nothing. Maybe just something boogers. And then this is some dumb stuff too. But it says U.S. Army cool, and it said like something looked cool when I was a kid. Run around like a military guy. I'm a supporter of the United States military on this 4th of July week. Love our American citizens. We had a American citizen shot today in Fresno, California. He attacked the sheriff with a stick. Not a big stick, a little stick. He did have a knife. So went down like had a stick and hit a knife. And then the cop said, freeze. He said, drop your weapon. He said, ah! He threw the knife at him. And the cop said, what the fuck? And then got behind the door. And then he had a stick. And he started running out of the stick. And the cop said, fuck that. Shot him. Boom. And then the guy with the stick was dead. And I was like, oh, damn. That's like, should be cool if we had like rubber bullets or something. Like, he had a stick. How about this like rubber bullet, like 4 or 5 of the guns, first rubber bullets, like bum, 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 bum. And he's like, da, da, da. And then like bullet 6, because that's a lot of pulling in the first place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bullet 6, game time, real bullet. If he's still messing around. Plus, excuse me, a lot of cops do get in trouble for maybe it was an accident. They didn't mean to do this, or, you know, who knows the situation. Maybe it wasn't, you know, reasonable, but at least protects the cop also not killing a citizen, you know, and, you know, protecting both people's constitutional rights, you know, judge and jury, you know, getting the, you know, pursuit of justice. That's what the cop's job is, to protect the public. And even if that person was, you know, you don't want to kill someone who had a bad day or bad year, or, you know, don't know if it is mental illness. Or I see people all the time, well, what if he was on one of those drugs where he's superhuman? Like, fuck, what is that? I mean, they're always like PCP. Like, is everybody on PCP? It's crazy that they would say there's this drug, maybe on drugs like superhuman, but I never get to see the superhuman part. They're picking up cars, you know? Yeah, so I wear my beautiful green shirt because now we represent green. Bom, bom, bom. So, yeah, so back to the list. Crazy. Today, I'm doing my little season my new season. It's like season 4. I don't know, over 100 some odd episodes. Might be where it might be. Anyways, submarine death. When I heard about the submarine going down, this made me realize one thing. When nerds get rich, they just try to make people into their nerd ass shit. I'm not talking about submarines. People are like, oh, submarines are cool. Yeah, submarines, I guess, not so much anymore. Submarines are not cool. They're definitely not. There was at one point there was a explosion of interest. Now there was an implosion of interest. Anyways, nerds are just basically in the basement with their computer, and they're like, oh my God, I wonder if I can get people to hang out with me in my basement in a submarine, which basically is a basement. Looking at that, I know. How about this? If I can get people to hang out with me in my basement, but I put my basement in a spaceship in the sky, and then I put people out there hanging out. Hey, check it out. We're in my basement hanging out in orbit. Or if you don't want to hang out in my basement, whatever you guys are playing, I'll just buy that. And guess what? I own your video game or your Twitter that you're playing from your basement. Now your basement is my basement. I own every basement. The stupid submarine and space shuttle, just a bunch of nerds in basements. Just changing the location of the basement. The basement, they got so much money and the basement is not their mom's house no more. Now the basement is in space. Or in a crushed can by the Titanic getting picked out by like a claw video game machine now. You know? What is the deal with these people, nerdy ass basements? Man, I tell you, every single time. Very, very few times the nerd's like, hey man, guess what? Got a big old field, trees, come out here. You get a Uric. We're going to live out here in the woods. Those are hippies, not the nerds. Nerds are like, hey, that's a cool location. Maybe I can put a basement in there. But like, no, but you can put a tiny home. It's like a basement. Sweet. I'll take a tiny home. Or how about I just turn the van into my basement? Like, sweet. Make the van into your basement. That's sweet. Well, how do I get people in my basement with me? No one wants to get in my van. What if you turn your van into a submarine? Oh, that's a great idea. Will people join me in my nerdy ass underwater van? Like, yeah. Get in the back of my van. Not only is this van just like a basement, but we're going to bolt you in the basement. Fucking nerds. Now we got a problem. We got a serious problem, okay? I don't know if you guys know this. My birthday's coming up soon. I'll be old as shit, okay? Gray hair has been around forever. So that's nothing to do with being age. You know what I mean? But I write notes. Like, I didn't read nothing I said right there. I don't think I even put submarine on there. Couldn't tell you. Because, one, I can't see it.
Now I got these glasses like this. I got glasses I can see. I talked about Tony Parkins, who believed natural disasters are caused by God to punish the gay people. Oh, the gay people! Here comes God with a flood. His house was taken out by a tornado. Oops. I guess Tony Perkins might have been a little bit gay, according to his Bible scripture. In Ukipica.
Anyways, cut that out. Yeah, there's a teacher. Her name is Tracy Vanderhurst in Yucaba High School. She was sleeping with a 16-year-old. Oh, yeah. And they said they're not sure because kids under the age of 18. If he was one of her students, trust me, if he was fucking her, he was getting some education. It's crazy, huh? I wonder how that lady voted. They should always bring that shit out. Just so, like, someone I hear like, People are like, Democrats are pedophiles. I'm like, okay, well, this teacher voted Republican. Oh, yeah. Boom, got another one. People are like, well, she's kind of cool. At least she's not, I don't know. These people, I tell you. Okay, back to
Let me see. Okay. Father dead, 2 children injured. Grenade detonates in Indiana home. Indiana home.
okay, now I can see better. Okay, so this is great. The dad and the kids are like, hey, let's go look through Grandpa's shit. And they go in there like, oh, cool. Here's his old Vietnam jacket. They're like, sweet. I didn't know Grandpa was in Vietnam. He didn't. He bought it at the swap meet. Speaking of, when I went to swap meet, you know what else I saw at the swap meet? Grenades. They would sell grenades, but they were like hollowed out. But it was a grenade. They just didn't have the thing inside it. But it was a 100% grenade. Spring, everything. Pull pin, boom, spring drops out. But it was hollowed out. But not Grandpa's. No. Grandpa bought full grenade. And then they're like, hey, kids, look what we got. Hey, pull the pin, see what happens. Oh, my gosh. It didn't work out so well. Grandpa had a grenade. So, yeah, that was that. Yeah, grenades don't kill people. People kill people who pull pins and grenades. And then the grenade kills the people who are within a 5-yard radius. Okay, let me see what it says again. Father dead, 2 children injured. Grandpa detonates. Well, maybe it was dad. Dad's like, oh, look. Whoa, it came off. Oh, you think it's going to... Yeah, how about that, right? I can imagine. Ready? Let's just walk through this process. The kid gets the box. Like, Dad, look at this little wooden box. Is this Papa's? I think it might be Papa's. That's where I got this Vietnam jacket. Is that stolen valor? No, I wasn't alive during that. I'm not that old. I wasn't alive during that time. If I wore a Civil War jacket, is that stolen valor? You fucking dumb kid. I'd only wear a North, by the way. Anyways, yeah, let's open Papa's trailer. We open up a little trunk he got here. Let's see what he got in there. Some nudie books, some more nudie books. Ooh, is that a grenade? Let me see that. No, give me the grenade. Oh, but this is cool. Man. You like Rambo? Watch this. Right, we joke around. Right, pull. Oh, got a pin, dude. Pull the pin. Okay. Whoa, it jumped off. Cool. I wonder if this is... And scene. Yeah. So... Yeah. Once again, I want to know what his voting affiliation was. Come on, he had to vote for somebody, No longer can vote. Let's make sure he doesn't vote again. If he votes again, it's bull. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. I have stuff on my laptop. That's why I got to see more. Disappointed family. Yeah, goodness gracious, man. I swear. I got a couple. I don't think I get to this. Submarine talked about that. Thailand. Okay, yeah. I'm as a person. There's a few things I get disappointed in life. Just not my kids because they don't know the songs that they need to know. Put these on bitches here. But people also, like I'll hear a song on the radio and I'll tell my kids, who sings this? And they'll be like, I don't know, Beatles. Well, this is Led Zeppelin. What the? Open the door. Get out. The fucking, I don't know. Go figure it out from now on. Get out. You know what I mean? Like, who says that? I tell a story back when I was like 24, 23. A friend of mine threw a party at my house. She's like, hey, I got this girl's going to come over. I think I was like 24. She's 19 years old, really young. But she's this beautiful German, beautiful girl. I'm like, oh, okay. Sweet. Well, she's coming here just to meet you. And it's like the movie The Sure Thing. I don't know if you remember that movie with that dude who's always in all those movies. And anyways, she comes over and she's wearing like pleated skirt and it's amazing. Like, oh my goodness, is this really happening? Like, how does this happen? This is pre like dating apps and stuff. Must have been like 1994 90, 94, 98. No, I mean, probably year 2000. Year 2000. That's probably what it was. Year 2000. And she sees all my music because back in the day I had CDs everywhere. Like, back here I have, musical instruments and whatnot. And she says, "You like music?" I said, "I love music." She's all sweet. "Do you have Led Zeppelin?" And at that time, I saw this goddess who was only 19 come to my house to see me. And then she says, "Do you have Led Zeppelin?" At that time, I thought I was in heaven. I thought I was like, oh my God, this is a dream come true. Is this really happening right now? I'm like, do I have Led Zeppelin? I tucked it, bring it back in. Do I? Yeah, I definitely have Led Zeppelin. I love Led Zeppelin. Learn every Led Zeppelin song. How I learned how to play guitar. Learned playing Led Zeppelin. I would stay up at night just listening to Led Zeppelin every night. I love Led Zeppelin. They're shit. I said, "Yes, let's walk over to my music, my lady. Let's pick out some Led Zeppelin." And as we walk over to my music collection, I said, "Is there a song you like to hear?" She says, "Yes, there is a song I like to hear. Can you put on Pour Some Sugar on Me?" And at that moment, my heart fell the fuck out my chest. Because Led Zeppelin does not sing "Pour Some Sugar on Me." I believe that's like Def Leppard, not Led Zeppelin. Could be even Poison for all I fucking know. I definitely don't have "Pour Some Sugar on Me." I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about, bitch? She said, "Pour some sugar on me." I was like, huh? That ain't happening. This is not happening. And ironically, at that same moment, the girl who was throwing the party, she threw like a vinyl record scratch in the party. She goes, "Shall someone steal something from my purse?" And now, "Pour Some Sugar on Me," German 19-year-old lady goes, "Nine!" And then walks away. And I'm like, oh shit, things are going down. And now the girls fight. End of story of that. Point being is, you need to know the music. Please. Pink Floyd finally is. People are listening, but they don't know what Pink Floyd is. If you hear a Pink Floyd song, they'll be like, "I think it's the Beatles." It's not the Beatles. I think it's not the Beatles. Know what? Know what is the Beatles? Almost nothing. If you hear something, you're like, "Is that the Beatles?" 9 out of 10s. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 100. All of it. 9 times 100 is, I don't fucking know. It's too much math. Anyways, it's probably John Lennon. It's probably not the Beatles. Just let it be, okay? Goodness gracious. Yeah, so I'm disappointed when my kids don't know a song. Especially someone like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." It's Beastie Boys. How do you not know it's Beastie Boys? It's not like I said it's this, Megadeth or, original Metallica. To be like, "Oh, I don't know. This Megadeth sounds just like original Metallica." I know because Dave Mustaine wrote the first album. And they're like, "I don't even like Mustangs. I don't even like you kids. Get out the car. All of you." So yeah, sometimes I'm disappointed when they don't know songs I like. My phone buzzing. Oh yeah. My kids are funny. Make your stuff private. I will have to make my stuff private, apparently. I gotta do whatever my kids ask me to do, right? It is what it is. Sometimes your kids are probably a little bit more control, a little bit wise. They know things. Nah, I'm not doing that. Okay, peace out. Back to the business. Sorry, I got a little distracted by the phone. Bill Gates had an affair with a Russian bridge player. Hell yeah. A woman later met Jeffrey Epstein in 2013, was paid to attend a coding camp. Oh yeah, Epstein reportedly asked Gates to repay him for the camp. Sounds like a little bit of a pay to play. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. You know what I mean? Those people back in the day are kind of odd. That's what they're gonna do, you know. As you hear nowadays how many different groups of women or situations where people would pay to go to parties and, you know, sex, and no different than the guy, like they go to these private groups to go speak, you know. Same kind of thing, you know, comedians, you know what I mean? Big payments. But, I don't know. Yeah, so, man walks out of... Yeah, I saw this too. A woman walks out of her house, found 10 days later. She was thought to be missing. I don't think that she... I think she walked out of the house and went straight to some dude's house. The dude's like, hey, you want to do a little partying? We're like, yeah. And then one coke thing led to fucking 5 days of coke binging, and then partying, and then like, well, I gotta take a little break and come back. We gotta go to the kids. Like, well, I don't have to go with kids now. I'm lost. Might as well just binge it up. Like, okay, we'll get some more coke and just keep on going. So, anyways, got to take a little break there, in and out, pum, pum, pum. Yeah, so back to football. Alex Suarez taking over. Thailand legalized marijuana, but they're getting infiltrated by USA imports. It is what it is. Right? So another great episode here of Line of the Truth. We're going to keep this going. I've just been real busy working in this hot sun, football, camps, recording, editing. It is what it is. Happy 4th of July. I love America. Love the country. Keep it going. That's what I like to say is peace and love to everyone. Fireworks, make sure they're safe. They're going to go off pretty soon. You know, it gets wild around here with fireworks. But I'm just going to sit back in the pool, probably like 110. See what life brings. Peace.